What's good, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. Welcome to another broadcast, brothers and sisters. They tormented because no matter how much gaslighting, distractions they throw out there, no matter how much witchcraft and spells that they cast on God's chosen people, no matter what they do, it doesn't work. And they're being tormented by demons, because essentially that's what's operating and manifesting through these people. Now, I got to give some of you all a rude awakening. Some of you brothers and sisters who display a lot of compassion, a lot of empathy. I got to tell y'all this, man. In this world, no matter how kind, generous, supportive, no matter how intentional you are, there are going to be people out there who are going to cast your name out as filth. They're going to develop all kind of ill thoughts towards you. They're going to come up with all of these assumptions, inaccuracies, and they're going to run with that. There's going to be people who are going to just make assumptions. And it's important that you brothers and sisters don't respond to the assumptions that people make on you, because when somebody just assumes something about you without inquiring, that's an accuser. Do you understand? That's an accuser. They're not making an assumption, essentially. They're really accusing you. And that's what Satan does. He accuses you. And this devil, this beast, operates in a lot of people to accuse God's people. And they run with all these narratives, and in their mind, they justify trying to destroy you, although you've done them no wrong. They literally justify doing wrong towards you, when all you brothers and sisters do is help. A lot of the times, a lot of you brothers and sisters are that go-to person in your family, who is that person who is reliable. You're that person who's always going to show up. You're that person who is that one who is not going to let people fall without at least attempting to try to pull them up. And people know that about you. And what end up happening is, there's an envy that's grown towards you because of that very reason. It's like they use your kindness for ammunition. They're using it against you, essentially. And it's one of those things where you gotta be aware of these type of entities that operate in people, because I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Hear me out. There's a lot of people out here who are operating in a hurt place. And that's a gray area for foul spirits. That's a gray area for foul spirits. And the reason I say that is because it's not always that your friend, family member, colleague, associate actually hates you. It's not always that. It could be that they're coming from a hurt place where there's a wound there, where there's healing that is needed in that area. And the demon loves to operate and fester in that type of environment. And you brothers and sisters out there, you doing certain things in life, you making moves, you making strides towards excellence, you doing what it is you need to do. And you may wonder why you getting gaslit by family. You wondering why all of a sudden there's a lot of gossip about you. You wonder why demons and foul spirits are just coming out of nowhere. The scriptures tell you in Proverbs, man, my own friend lift thy heel against me, who I have broke bread with. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Bible's tell. That's what the Bible tell you. So you all of a sudden you're experiencing all this betrayal, and you're like, I don't get it. And it could be that, again, people are operating from a certain frequency, and what tends to happen. I'm gonna give y'all an example. Some of you all have had your personal relationship with the Creator, and you know what your purpose is, and you move like you know what your purpose is. You got tunnel vision, you focus on the goal at hand, and you doing what it is you need to do. And for whatever reason, you got certain people in your family who like to plant seeds of doubt. They like to put all kind of disparaging remarks out there. They like to, despite all your efforts, they like to undermine you in any way they see fit when it comes to you actually propelling to the next level. And you trying to figure out, why is this even happening? You got to understand, you're not dealing with your family member at that point. You're dealing with someone who is demon possessed. And I know we throw these words around, demon and devils, and we throw these words around, but I need you to truly comprehend what these entities are out to do. They're enemies of progress. That's what it is. They want to stop the Most High's will at all costs, which they can't. That's the crazy part about it, because a lot of people who've targeted you in your life, they got that yoke on their face right now, because they thought they would be able to stop you by putting disparaging remarks, casting seeds of doubt. But what end up happening is the Most High will judge them for that. That's why the scripture says, touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. For instance, there's a church, Straightway Ministries. A lot of y'all are aware of some of the back and forths. This church talked about UP Farms is going to fail, and that, we're not going to be able to build, and we're not going to be able to do this. And they put all these videos about how we're going to fail online. A couple weeks later, they getting raided. That's how the Most High judge. The Most High is like, I dare these people speak ill towards something that's righteous. I dare these people speak ill towards something that is positive. It's like, I dare you. I dare you undermine what the Most High is putting in place. And that goes for all of y'all in y'all's lives. Don't fall for the distractions. Don't allow people's negativity to keep you stagnant. You're going to have people out there, 1 minute they rocking with you, the next minute they not. You're going to have people out there who supportive of you, the next minute they're not supportive of you. You got a lot of people out here who are just, fair weather friends and things of that nature. Then you got people in y'all's lives who are out there just to get what they need or want from you, position themselves in a certain lane. And once they got what they got, you're no good of them. It's people out here who just don't value relationships. They don't value relationships. There's people out here who are like that. And you got to be one of those people who have inner peace. You got to be one of those people who, you're not searching for closure. You're not searching for answers from these people, because they're being controlled by other forces. You got to be one of these people, instead of looking for comfort from the outside world and people, you got to find that within. The moment you start focusing on that and building your relationship with the Creator, doing the best you can every single day to die to the flesh and ignite your spirit, and you know that you came a long way from what you used to do, and you know you're putting forth those efforts, you can't worry about nobody else, because to be quite frank with you, that's when the most devils, witches, warlocks, gang stalkers, and perps are going to show up, when you're on the right path, when you're doing something right. When you out here sinning and you living wrong, ain't nobody attacking you, because the devil already got you by the grips. When you out here actually doing wrong, the world's at peace with you, because the world loves its own. But when you start to turn your life around for the better, you start to be careful of the company you keep. You start to, get rid of some of those bad habits that you had going. Then you'll notice that all of a sudden the attacks begin. And right now they being tormented. Why? Because you're being vindicated. That's right. And when I say they being tormented, I mean just that. There's so many people from y'all's past that are literally, right now as we speak, in their homes, just fighting demons, because those demons put them on a mission to stop your progress. That's what their purpose was. And they failed. They failed miserably. And now they got to look at you blessed. I love it. And there's so many individuals out there that are gunning for your light, man. That's what it really boils down to. Jealousy is real out here. And, a lot of individuals just, they can't get with the source. And that's the creator. Let's see here. Somebody says, I had some times where I was living wrong and people still was attacking me even more. And I was like, man, it feels like hell. And I felt like the Most High ain't there. He loves us so much. Well, he might have allowed you to be attacked because he wanted you to get back under his wedge of protection. That's another thing that happens. Sometimes if you find yourself getting attacked by your peers and things of that nature, but you thick as thieves with sinners and you running with them in the pack, that's a way of the Most High saying you need to get away from these individuals. Because although you may be doing what they doing on a daily basis, you may be running with these people, I still chose you to be set apart. I still chose you to break these curses and get away from these negative people. And a lot of us been through that. It's like you running with the pack, but the Lord like, nah, I actually love you. These people right here, they going nowhere fast. But he'll rescue you out of the clutches of Satan just to put you on another path. And then you got to look back like, yo, man, the Most High had so much grace on me just to even pull me out away from the people. And then you'll look back and all those individuals, they in jail or dead, or they in bad relationships, or they're just unhappy, miserable people. You know what I'm saying? And you got away from all of that. So you got to count it all joy. But I'm going to tell y'all, like this. You're going to have people out there who see you making strides in the right direction. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people are not going to be happy for you. Only a select few. You don't need many people. You just need the right people around you. You're going to have people who are going to gaslight. You're going to have people who are going to literally cast spells. And I mean, anytime you hearing somebody say, this is going to fail, you're going to fail, that's a spell. You're not going to be able to accomplish this or that, that's a spell. When people say, you just like your dad, you ain't going to never be ish, that's a spell. So we can get into the esoteric witchcraft that goes on, because that's a thing too. And that happens a whole lot more than you would imagine. I mean, the mass majority is into alternative religious beliefs. And I mean, anything outside of the Bible. And a lot of these avenues lead to all kind of sorcery, all kind of divination, all kind of magic, incantations. And that's what people are into. Some people use their words to do it, to create spells on you, you know. And then some people use literal tarot cards and Ouija boards and black magic and, you know, black mirrors and scrying and mirror gazing and all these kind of things. And they really will have your picture sitting up in their house somewhere in a shrine with a manifestation journal next to it, burning candles. Don't think it ain't happening, especially you of the faith. But guess what? It don't work. It doesn't work. There's a well-known witch who's been interviewed by Tasha K. She's been on all kind of podcasts and celebrity podcasts. And she says, listen, people who actually stand on their faith and they stand on their convictions and they are actually living what they believe, witches can't touch them. Warlocks can't touch them. Nothing works against them because they're actually living out the word. And ever since I've been in this truth, what I've noticed is when I read from the scriptures, if there's something that I read that I perceive to be prophetic, I begin to move accordingly. I begin to do things and move according to the word. And I know there's people out here who don't see the word the same. Like, for instance, I can say something in this video. I can ask 5 people, how did they interpret what I said? 5 people are going to have 5 different answers. Because people are going to interpret things differently. This is why religion can be dangerous, because it just so happens that a lot of people who may interpret things different are arguing over it, and they're unable to come together, and the spirit of preeminence and the spirit of debate tends to come over people, and they think that they're right, you're wrong. Not seeing this thing like a kaleidoscope from different angles and different perspectives. That's why I stay away from the religious community altogether, and I'm not a part of that. All I know is my personal beliefs lead me to action. My personal beliefs lead me to making necessary steps and moves towards a direction of self-sufficiency and things of that nature. But I'm gonna tell y'all, there's a lot of people out here who also know that you brothers and sisters are genuine. But they reason with themselves not aright. Like the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 tells us that there'll be people out there who reason with themselves and say, oh, if they look at you from a distance like this, y'all. If that person be of the Most High, if he be one of the chosen ones, if he be righteous, if she be righteous, let us see if they be true. Let us test their patience. Let us test their anger, and let us do things. Let's see how they react. And this is why you gotta know how to mind your tongue, brothers and sisters. You gotta be disciplined with your words. You have to be humble. You have to display a certain level of decorum in your lives. Because if you feed into these demons, if you feed into negativity, if you fall for the well-wishing, envy hollering snakes out here, if you fall for the charades and smoke and mirrors, then you've given them fuel. You've given them fuel for the fire. You've given them You're giving them an entry point, a point of entry. Let me tell y'all something. Lions are not concerned with the opinions of sheep. And some of you brothers and sisters who have been righteous towards people, you've done right by brothers and sisters, you've been there for people. And you got people out here trying to destroy your name. I'm talking about just destroy your name, read you for filth, make all kind of accusations, accusers like the devil, and do all these things. You never come down off your throne because you a king and you a queen. And never come down off your throne to entertain peasants. Don't do it. Because you got a lot of people out here who they just feed off of negativity. And you can't be one of those people who allow yourself to engage with a lot of that. Let me tell y'all. Some of you all right now, and I know this is timely for some brothers and sisters. I know this message is timely for some of y'all. And I know this because some of you all, and I get inboxes all the time, man. I get emails, I get Instagram inboxes all the time of people just expressing what they're going through. And I love when y'all do that because it makes me step outside of myself and see that I'm not the only one going through these ups, downs, trials, and tribulations, especially when it comes to dealing with people. You know, I've always been introverted. I've always been able to roll by myself. And the fact that the Most High has used a person like myself who is naturally introverted to do such extroverted work, I've came across a lot of issues just dealing with people, because I'm a thinking man and I try to do right by folks. But a lot of people, you know, they show themselves unworthy of respect, to be totally frank with you. But I know a lot of y'all sit around worrying and trying to figure out why you always left feeling rendered and hurt. And you like, yo, all I do is right by people, but all I get in return is people just disregard, disrespect, use, and all of these things. And you wondering why this happens. Well, that's kind of like the cross that we got to carry, man. As God's people, and I hate, you know, just to put it that way, but that's what it is. That's what we got to endure. We have to endure. And it's also the Most High pushing us towards more righteous people. He's making sure that we refine our circle, because the Lord looks at you like a prized possession, a prized package that he got to get you from point A to point B safely. You got too much responsibilities out here. You got too much purpose out here. And he has to make sure that you're refined, that your circle, your crowd, the people that you're around got your best interests at heart. So he has to weed out the tares. And sometimes you're the one left with that feeling of despair because he's just weeding out people. And I'm going to tell you this also, when you think about some of these people that step in and out of your life, I want you to really consider some things. Are those individuals, are they worthy of your support? Are they, I want you to think about this. Are they really worthy of your compassion, your generosity, your kindness, your willingness to just be there? Are they really worthy of it? What have they done for other people? See, this is a clear understanding of where some people at. Look at the people that you've helped in your life, that you've been there for in your life. What have they done for other people? Do they have a track record of helping people? Are they just all about themselves? Are they self-centered? Are they selfish? Think about that. Do they have any track record of actually doing something for anybody outside themselves? And if the answer is no, why do you think they were worthy of your support? Think about that. Because 9 times out of 10, if they don't have that track record, they're going to be ungrateful anyway. They're going to have a sense of entitlement anyway. They're going to feel like they're entitled to they're entitled to you helping them, whether it be resources, whatever it may be. They feel entitled towards it. Because they don't know nothing about giving. And then you'll have these people projecting their ways on you. And you don't want that. When the Bible says evil communication corrupt good manner, make no mistake about it. Somebody say, yes, I was helping, and they called me the vampire. Wow. It'd be like that. Somebody says, if the conversation ain't about sports, I walk off. Can't talk about other people when the other people ain't there. Okay, I guess you're talking about maybe in a workplace or something like that. Yeah, you got to keep it real casual and cordial. Somebody says, I just said I pray for y'all and notify my bank, call BBB and call on well. What are you talking about? Somebody says, thanks. Somebody said, think about how important you are and interesting if someone has to do these tactics to knock you off your square. Absolutely. Just think about the anointing that some of y'all have. Just think about your greatness that he's bestowed upon you. And you got to understand the demons don't like that. They don't like to see you elevating. You know, and I'm going to tell you something. And let me put this out here. Jealousy is a killer of joy and peace. Envy is one of those sins that the mass majority of society is running around with, because that's the first sin known to man. How do I know this? Satan himself envied the Most High. He wanted to be like the Most High. And just from that one sin alone, he been casted down. And you know, the world has been given into the hands of the wicked, according to the Bible. So guess what? The mass majority have developed that same spirit that was from the beginning. The same spirit that had Cain killing Abel. It's that same spirit. That's why you can never get into the spirit of comparing yourself to the next person. Don't ever do that, brothers and sisters. Where you may be at in your walk is going to be different from their walk. That's one of those sins that will rob you of joy if you just sitting back comparing yourself to other people. John 14:15, if you love me and keep my commandments, and you know what most of the people confess with their mouths, but their hearts are far away. That's right. And that's facts. Because you're going to have people who claim they in biblical truth, claim they righteous, and all of these kind of things. And that's just lip service. They just saying that with their mouth. But at the end of the day, what are they going to do when it's time to deal with people the right way? Do people have the humility? Do people have the compassion, the integrity, the love? Because the Bible, Matthew 24 says the love of many shall wax cold. And there's also scriptures that tell you that there's people out there that show a form of godliness, but deny the power thereof. Meaning they can appear like they're righteous, but they can be snakes in disguise. There's people out here like that. A lot of people in these churches, a lot of these religious folks, They'll show you just how evil they are. Once you're ousted, once you're not accepted in that church, all of a sudden, all the people who was love bombing you, sister this and brother that, hugs and smiles, all of a sudden they turn into damn demons overnight. Now you the whole talk of the town. You the worst person in the world. I know some of y'all have experienced that. That's right. Yo, shout out to Congregation of the Mighty, man. I see him in the chat. He shares Psalms 56:5. Every day, it says, every day they wrest my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together. They hide themselves. They mark my steps when they wait for my soul. Man. That scripture right there tell you just how real the war is. Imagine on a daily basis, this is how the mass majority are thinking. Just haunting your steps. Literally calculating how to literally disassemble you. You got people out here who's looking for a mote in your eye when they got a damn tree branch in theirs. Just literally calculating, meticulously plotting how they can extinguish the light of those who are just trying to do the right thing. For goodness sakes, that's how it is out here, fam. The monitoring spirits. And then they get pissed when you don't engage in them. They get pissed when you are just keeping your head on a swivel and living your life. You doing what you do. Oh man, there's some people out there who are angry. There's some people that's watching y'all right now. Some of y'all blasting this right now in the public. Some of y'all walking around and playing this on your phone, and it's just pissing people off because there's a spirit operating right now where it exposes the darkness. And even when some of you all are going to certain gatherings, your social functions with certain people, tell y'all like this. Just you being around, it brings this very same spirit out. Where people just looking for fault, man. Instead of trying to build each other up. Let's see. Somebody says spirits are all around us. They can see us. There's no doubt about that. They are operating from the spirit realm. That's a fact too. Oh man, let me see. I done got it cloudy up in here. I want everybody to thumb the video up. It should be well over 1,000 likes. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. And I think they, okay, there we go. Man, let me see. Let's try this again. Don't let them distract y'all. Don't let them gaslight y'all. Don't let people pull the Uno draw two reverse card on you. That's what they do. They pull that reverse card on you. That's what the gaslight is all about. The gaslight is all about demonizing you, but it's a ploy. It's a ploy to get you out of character so they can say, see, I told you. And you got people in your family that do that. You got friends that do that. You so-called friends, you got co-workers that do that. Will do something to you that's underhanded, backbiting, things of that nature. And then when you lash out, see, I told you. They ain't of the Most High. They ain't righteous, I told you. All they trying to do is get ammunition, but you should be focused on your purpose. You shouldn't be even giving these people the time of day because they're not worthy. They're literally not worthy. It's too many of y'all who have been through too much. It's too many of y'all who have survived a great deal of trauma and to waste y'all's time dealing with back and forth with demons and things of that nature. That's not the direction you want to go. Somebody says, I've been spending time with the Lord in solitude and they're calling me crazy. Oh yeah, they'll do that. They'll definitely do that. Yes, get those likes up. Get the likes up, y'all. You know, I realize that some people who watch me, they're the very same people I talk about. That's why it's so difficult for them to just support. That's another thing, man. They're all watching. That don't mean they're all supporting. You know, there's people who sit in the cut and they're just there. Now, like-minded people can relate. I'm going to say this. There's got to come a time where you just totally led by the Holy Spirit and you develop a spiritual callous because you know you're in the right place and you're doing the right thing, and you've developed that spiritual callous where no intruders can no longer affect you. Stop looking for closure from certain individuals. Stop looking for apologies. There's some people out there that should be apologizing to you, and they're not repentant. They're not repentant. That's a sign of pride and arrogance. There's a lot of people out there who should be apologizing. They should be seeking forgiveness from you, but they're not doing that. And some of y'all are too damn nice. Some of y'all allow people back in your lives who have not dealt with things amicably. You let people back in your lives who are not sincere because they wasn't apologetic for what they did, but you feel like you're obligated to let people come in and out of your life, cause wounds, cause issues, and you're not obligated to let people just keep hurting you. It's sort of like you get a scab, you get cut or burnt, and there's a scab on your hand, scab on your arm, and you just keep picking at it. The scab is to heal your skin, right? But you got this scab, you got this cut, and you literally are just keep picking at it. What do you think is going to happen? You can get it infected. The wound won't never go away. And guess what? You got a permanent mark there. I want you to just think about that. It's permanent now. Now it's permanent. Think about that. Or it even gets bigger. So now you got to walk around with that same hate that they had for you. Now you got to walk around the rest of your life with the same strongholds and demons that they have. See, you know, it's all meaning to. I'm speaking in parables right now. That's why some of y'all gotta move forward, man. You gotta stop trauma bonding with people, man. You gotta stop allowing people to circumvent your growth. Yeah, you gotta shut it down. Someone said they're going to be mad if you're nice, can't appreciate it. Yeah, it's time to stop being nice with a lot of people, man. And, you know, do what you need to do. But, you know, I think I said what I needed to say here. Listen, brothers and sisters, we got this event coming up on July 19th in Fairmount, North Carolina. We're having a jamboree. And, man, the tickets have been The tickets have been going, man. It's going to be a lot of people showing up. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, man. Go on newbreed.love, get yourself a ticket. We're having a 3-day, 2-night camping excursion. And it's finna be a good time, man. We're going to have the DJ. We're going to have catering. We're going to have water activities. The children under 13 are free. So, just show up and show out. And if camping is not your thing, right? If camping is not your thing, then of course there is hotel services near, let me see, what area is there? It's hotel services near the surrounding areas, right? You can use Google, right? There's also a ticket out there that you can get if you just want to show up for the event itself, which would be technically on Saturday, you know what I'm saying? Because people are going to be getting there at different times on Friday or whatever the case is. So if you just want to get a day pass, you can get online and purchase yourself a day pass. And, show up, enjoy yourselves. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to be doing meet and greets, taking pictures, just, speaking with you, the people, right? But, man, it's going to be a blessed event. I'm looking forward to meeting some of you all, especially some of y'all who've been day ones, who've been following the platform for a number of years. It's about time that you come outside and link up with people who are like-minded, opposed to sitting on the internet and, just communicating that way. And I'm going to say this before I close out. The internet is really destroying real relationships, true bonds. And I'm talking about personal relationships such as friendships, associates, even business relationships. The internet is really a double-edged sword. It can be good, but it can also be a very bad thing when it keeps us isolated, dissociated, and not building among like-minded people, right? Because, hey, the time is now where we got to start to think and maneuver different. Look, I love each and every one of y'all. I want y'all to have a blessed day. Y'all stay safe out here. With that being said, shalom and peace.